Hello and welcome back to Midnight Grappler Animals, home of Flub Nation. I am today's host, Keigen, and with me is a. Do you want to be a guard, or do you want to be a prisoner?
Now that I've read 4 volumes of this thing, I think I might be okay with being neither. I'd rather just be
Oh,
a visitor. I'd rather be one of the little guys that
do you
come
want to
to.
be Satan's wife? The
Uh, were there no other visitors? There was the dad that died. Let me.
Okay,
I'm down to be Dr. Thomas Light from Mega Man, except
okay.
mean.
Shouts. Yeah, that's a throwback. That's throwback to Volume 1, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's the weird thing about this whole thing.
Mechazon's guy. This
Yeah,
is a weird thing
Megazon's
about this
dad.
whole
Yeah.
thing. It's very funny. We, way back. Actually, I had it pulled up. Why is it gone? Um, way back
How
in
long has it
episode
been?
81, which we dropped in
81.
August. So
Yeah, this
over
is
a year ago.
43. 143.
Over a year
81.
ago.
Yeah.
Myself, Salt, and Surge sat down to talk about Kaijumax, book one, the deluxe edition. This has been released in a bunch of different ways. So it was the first 12 issues of Kaijumax by Zander Cannon. Now we're in sequels month, and it was time to revisit it. So very weirdly, we're now here to do that. Me and Lan. I think my journey with Kaijumax is super weird. But let's talk about you first, Lan, because you got to read the first 24 issues for this episode. How you feeling?
It's a lot. It's a lot of book. It's
It's
a lot of book to read.
It's a lot of book. I don't even think we talked enough about the last time. Maybe we did. I don't. It's over a year. Those memories are gone. This is a dense book.
Mhm.
Like a lot of 9-panel pages. I don't think it ever drops below 4 panels ever. And then each
unless
panel,
it's doing like a spread, and even those spreads are like very few and far between.
it's just very rare. And then each panel is stuffed with stuff also,
Mhm.
just packed
Not
with
just
things.
text, but like the amount of detail
Guys.
in the work. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you'll have panels. You'll have like the big takes up 2/3 of the page panel with like 15 guys on the page. And some of them have like funny tattoos. There's like there's background gags and stuff like that. Canon was just going crazy on this thing, which makes it's a dense read. Takes me a long time to get through an issue.
Yep.
I actually read the last issue this morning at like 8. I woke up and finished the book because I read the issue before that, so 23. I was a little buzzed last night off a soju and a beer and a cider, and I was like, I'm gonna read some Kaijumax. So I was like, damn, this is good. But I didn't want to read 2 issues, so I left the last one for today. And so that's what we're doing. We're talking about the second deluxe edition, so issues 13 through 24 of Kaijumax, seasons 3 and 4. It's tough. It's really annoying to look up stuff about this book, honestly. Even League of Comic Geeks like separates them out differently because they're all named. They're different series. But we're covering stuff that came out between 2017 and 2019. I think Canon took a break between volumes every time, so it kind of accounts for a little bit of a gap there. Because I think it was over more. This came out across more than 24 months. Maybe not much more, but I think it's closer to like 30.
Yeah, sounds about right. Because like there's a gap between seasons, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And I think there were maybe some delays here or there as well. Maybe not until the next volume, but still, for a guy who's doing everything on a book, taking about 4 years to come out with 36 issues is pretty damn good. And I think it's 5 years, but still. So yeah, what are your kind of surface level view of Kaijumax, having glutted yourself on this series the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's I like the experience a lot. I think it's a very daunting task for a creator to keep so many narrative threads going across. I think this was what, 5, 6 years, right? 6 years of work, right? This started in what,
15, yeah. So like
2015.
four,
Okay, so
four,
7.
5 years.
Because this
Up
ended
till
in
now, yeah.
2022.
Right.
Well, up until now, yeah, 5 years.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah. But still.
just again, the amount of work required, and it's also the case where Canon here is the artist and the writer, very rare thing in Western comics. And to have it still all be coherent by the end of it, or at least up to where we end off today, is a huge feat. I think for me, it was also, because I had to read from the start. I wasn't just reading Deluxe Edition, Volume 2. And yeah, it's a heavy book. Like, there's a lot to chew on, a lot to think about. And yeah, it wasn't something, because I've done like reading 41 issues in a night.
Right,
I've done that very recently, actually. But this wasn't one where I could do that. Like, I felt like I had to pace myself out with these 2 volumes. And yeah, no, it's been interesting. I haven't heard your thoughts on this, so I don't. I guess I'm gonna need catching up too, because I wasn't there for the last episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really funny because I had read the first Deluxe Edition twice. Once, during COVID shutdown, around there, maybe later, maybe still I wasn't back in work, but most of the world had started ignoring COVID probably when I read it the first time, and then I read it again for the show, and that was all I had read. But between that episode of the show, read it sometime in probably July of last year. I've gotten into Godzilla, Kamen Rider, Shin Ultraman. I have so much more basis for understanding some of these things than I had then. I talked about it in the last episode, but this is like the short pitch on this is, what if you took Godzilla and put it in the TV show Oz, the prison show. Right. And I hadn't watched that show. I still haven't watched that show, but like, so it's like this weird stuff of just cultural osmosis mostly was how I was getting a lot of this stuff. And now, I've watched some Ultraman, watched a bunch of Kamen Rider, watched multiple Godzilla movies, and then it's like, I'm so happy I watched Shin Godzilla before I read this volume, right? Because it's like, oh shit, that's just 100% a Shin reference as soon as it happens. And so yeah, I like actually am getting a lot of the things that Zander Cannon is referencing. There's still a ton that I'm not, right? I mean, he gets real into the weeds. The writer notes especially is just like, man, that's like, you didn't have to tell anyone you were referencing that. Like, that's crazy, dog. That's a deep pull. But I do get it a little bit more, and I think it's affected the work a little bit. Not negatively, but
it's expanded your appreciation, I guess, for what it's doing, or at least maybe not appreciation, but your understanding, like, is deepened, like what he's trying to do here.
Right. And especially I don't think I fully understood the deconstruction he was doing with Ultraman.
Yeah, because he even states himself that like Ultraman was the bigger influence on this book than like kaiju movies. And that's the thing that I was thinking about was, your experience with Ultraman stuff is very recent, right? Like, you watch Shin Ultraman, you watch those 2 episodes of Soji Ultraman, right, very recently for our Shin Ultraman episode. So man, we should have watched the the Kaiju Graveyard episode from that series, because I feel like that really does inform a lot of what's happening in this book. Like that idea of the moral quandary of fighting against kaiju, which very persistent throughout Ultraman narratives, like even to the modern day.
Yeah, I mean, I even think that like astronaut episode we watched for of Jisoji
Mm-hmm.
was plus even Salt has just talked about Ultraman stuff. I think in the last episode Salt covers like why the Ultraman comparison immediately clicks for him. And so I do get that part, but yeah, I mean, eventually I'm sure we'll get around to diving into Ultraman for me. But no, even just the little bit I've gotten really makes sense. And I think especially like it's funny because, you know, I think a lot of people have a lot of fondness for Godzilla, Mothra, you know, other guys, right, that have their own movies or are heavily featured in that stuff. And I think it's really smart of canon to take those guys and make them the prisoners, right?
Yeah.
Because then it's not even like the cryptids. You know, people love cryptids. The Fresno, what is it? Fresno something ghost. I love that guy. I can't.
What? Sorry,
I can't remember what he's called. It's the Fresno. It's a cryptid where he looks like a generic, you know, Charlie Brown ghost, but he has legs.
You mean Medjed? You mean Medjed, the Sumerian?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Just he's like glowy white. That's. But like Mothman, actually, Mothman's a good one where people just like love Mothman, right? And so like taking those guys and putting them in as the prisoners is just a really smart way of leveraging.
Shout
all those
out
things.
to that one guy who just looks like Sven Gulli.
Yeah.
You know, do you remember? Did you see that one? The first thing I'm like, is this Danhausen? Like, is Zander Cannon trying to go for Danhausen or Sven Gulli? But I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, it looks like Sven Gulli.
That's hilarious. Yeah. No. Yeah. And it's like we talked about it in the last episode too, where it's like the freeness he has as the writer artist to do that stuff and like know exactly what he wants on the page and like pull and push different things. It only works because you have this one mind at the heart of all of it. Yeah. And even he knows exactly when to like ignore, or he like, it's not that he knows, it's that he doesn't mind breaking continuity stuff either, where it's just like, yeah, whatever, my bad, we're gonna move on. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like it has a really fun effect, at least.
Yeah. You know, the other thing for me is, even though it is an ongoing narrative, there is like a very specific encapsulating narrative to each season, which I really like. You know, like in this case, or for this episode, the season 4 or the latter half of the issues that we're covering today really is about the female prison, right? Even though there are still narratives.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, women. Ugh.
I meant using the word female, you fascist.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. I just, I don't know how else to describe it. What do they call women prisons?
Women's correctional facility, okay?
Sorry, women's correctional facilities. There we go. But even then, that still has like, you know, the other narratives going on while that's happening. But also I realized, you know, as a result that like the deluxe editions are not the best way to read this comic.
It's so weird. It's so weird that like the way he chose to pace it, which I get it. Everything came out as a season also, right? So it's like you're not, but when he did the big deluxe volume, it's very weird to me that he didn't do 3 and 3, especially because like I'm sure Electric War stuff comes back after season 3. Like there's no way that story's over, but it's such a harsh cut away from the male prison to the women's prison that like it's so odd going from season 3 to season 4 where like it's almost like
season 3 ends on such a bang too. Like it ends with such a crazy event. I mean, that same thing could be said about season 1 too, right? Like at the
Right.
end of season 1, you're like, holy shit.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then, the second season starts and you're like, oh, this is just a different thing entirely.
Yeah, it feels like, I mean, it 100%. I think I've more and more have started thinking of this sort of storytelling as like Oda in One Piece, where it's just like he's just chasing his whimsies constantly, and like when things happen to come back around is when he's interested in things coming back around. It doesn't feel like it's this intricate thing planned 1,000 chapters in advance, though, right? And like I think Kaijumax has that quality too, where he was just like establishing so many different storylines across the first 2 seasons that at a certain point it was like, I do not have space in 6 issues to talk about all of these things. So then, he creates these like kind of jarring breaking points between seasons.
But the thing is, I don't see this. It's what I mean. Is
yeah.
Like, when I see when I say ongoing narrative, there are ongoing threads, right? But at the end of the day, like season is the right word to use here, because it is very much like a season of TV. I don't know if you guys talked about that in the last episode, but like the TV to comic or comics as TV aspect of this book, right? Like is very very apparent.
And I agree. And like, I don't mean jarring in a bad way or negatively. I just mean literally going from issue
what was it in this one? 6? No, wait. 18 to
17.
19. 18 to 19, right? Because it's 6 issues every.
18. Going from 18 to 19 is like clearly there's a delineation in book, and that's okay. I'm not complaining about that. It's just that it is like, put the book down. Put the book down for a day and then come back.
The thing is, it's presented not as going from season 3 issue 6 to season 4 issue 1. It's presented as going from 18 to 19, right? Like, by breaking down the seasons into one continuous narrative, it kind of betrays the intent, or the original intent, of like, this is something meant to be watched as a season, like meant to be taken in as one, I guess,
like this is a unit
package,
and that's a unit,
right? Yeah, it's like exactly unit. Like, this is one unit, we take in the unit, and then the next thing is the next unit,
right?
And like the delineation is so clear, and I think it works. Like, it's great. I think that's the way this book should be read, is like, you have one book for each season.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, I took my breaks at the season breaks, because I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is a thing where the like common format is rankling against the format of the book in a weird way, because it's like everyone wants a deluxe edition of every book, basically.
Yeah.
Right? If you like a comic, you want the bigger version of it. You want the big cool book that looks good on a shelf.
You want the one that looks nice on a shelf. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because comic readers are collectors and they're disgusting people. And so like, and I also like, I mean, this book will be good as an omni also, right? Like 36 issues that's a good size for a book on the shelf, even if you use good paper and everything like that. But I think the presentation could be massaged into place. Do some kind of interstitial pages between, and instead of saying like putting the issue number, I think that could evolve a little bit to present a little bit better. But also it's just this kind of thing of like, what, the French comic albums are whatever page count you want. Like, let's start doing deluxe 120 page comics. Like, why do we always got to do this based on like 240 pages? Like nothing gets a deluxe size unless it's like 10 to 12 issues. And I'm like, let's just start doing it for each trade. Like, come on. I mean,
isn't DC starting to do that? Or they've been doing that? No, it's not.
They're not deluxe. They're standard size hardcovers. They're disgusting. I hate them. Hate them. Yeah, they've released that at the same time as the trade, which is because it's the same size as the trade, but they charge more for it. I hate it. Anyway, it's a beautiful book though, It's great. So yeah. The other thing, very funny. Last episode, Saul immediately, like he immediately started off with the top 10 comparisons in this book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I like didn't super get at the time. I didn't really understand, because I didn't understand that canon was like cohering all of these different kaiju and tokusatsu related things, right?
Right.
So I didn't fully get the top 10, like that kind of deconstruction was happening here. And now, especially having read a bunch more since I read Kaijumax the first time, and the second time as well, and understanding kaiju stuff better, I'm like, oh, holy shit, yeah, this is top 10. Like this is top to bottom. This is kaiju top 10, which, you know, isn't a good pitch for like normal people. But if you're a comic nerd, then it's like, oh shit, this is Kaijumax top 10. Oh, whoa. It's like, yeah, that's sick. Yeah. That's awesome. So it's cool to see that, because like that quality of more is funny, because you know, you look at it across in Swamp Thing, you see it in his different things where he is that like Jeff Johnsian kind of nerd, you know, where he's like looking at all these different things that could connect and trying to figure out a reason to connect them. But like he does it with everything. It's not just Green Lantern or like Batman that he does that with, because he has an understanding of other things. And so he understands the relationships between ideas in that way. And he can do it in other settings. And it's cool to see Zander Cannon go, hey, I could do that. And it's sweet. Like it's cool. It's fun to see that like a guy step from art into writing and do that thing really competently.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of what I'm seeing here is stuff that I feel like, you know, he definitely had honed it from his work on Top 10. Like,
right.
It's kind of like I think of it as like a chef, you know, like when you go and work at a restaurant as a sous chef, and then, you know, you work your way up. And I think this is him at his oh god, why am I forgetting the word? It's CDC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's in a Chef CDC era. Yeah, Len hasn't been watching The Bear or anything. He's just I haven't.
He's just thinking about kitchens and restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have reason to be thinking about restaurants.
Oh, right.
But yeah, no, it really does feel like, you know, and it recontextualizes Top 10 for me in that way, because, you know, now when I go back to Top 10, I'm looking at Zander Cannon's work on that book, and I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, I can see the things like brewing in the background. You know, I can see what things from Top 10 are going to get carried over into Kaijumax, like on a spiritual level, right? Like, yeah, it's you know, like with the way that Kaijumax handles a lot of the serious topics, it manages to eschew a lot of the misgivings that later Top 10 has, you know, where Top 10 gets like pretty mean near the end of its original run, right? This hasn't gotten to that point yet, right? Like there is still, it's very pragmatic, it's very matter of fact about you know, the subjects that it tackles, but it doesn't feel like it is, like, it's not a love letter or anything. It's not a hate letter or anything. It's like a perfect middle where it's like you really understand, you know, what you're going at here, Zander. It's, you know, you're not letting it consume you. I think that's the thing. He understands it, and he's not letting that consume, you know, the work.
Yeah. The thing too, you know, in saying that, it's like, we also have the hindsight of knowing that Alan Moore wrote that superhero stories are fascist just a couple years ago, and for good reason, right? Completely fairly called the current culture on superheroes fascist. And like in that way, Top 10, I feel like, deserved that like earned that meanness, even when it came out, it was forward thinking enough to know where things were going and where they already were. Versus like, you can't, it's not the same, right? Toku stuff isn't the same. And especially distilling all of this different Toku stuff into here, you can't quite point the finger the same way. I don't think.
It's also because the finger's already been pointed at itself. Like when you look at old Ultraman series, they have episodes where,
right.
Ultraman is dealing with the fact that he has killed the parent of a kaiju, or he's, the kaiju wasn't doing anything. The kaiju was just playing with the kids. And I forget if it was in any of these volumes, but I think it was in the first one where it was the kids, they were defending, I forget what the name of the thing was. And then, the one kid blasts the head of the turtle monster because, and then you later see that she visits and that's the thing. That's a clear reference to the kaiju graveyard, the ring of kaiju bones. And
I think he calls it out. Like he says that.
Yeah.
The notes.
And, it's a perfect homage, it perfectly fits in line with both the narrative, what it's trying to evoke, and what it's trying to say. Like it's a perfect trinity of all those three things.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things of this whole project that this volume in particular, actually, because I think the first volume does a little bit better with everything than that, where the deconstructionist part of this as a project is interesting to me because, I think you can argue across Moore's history as a writer. I need to look something up real quick, but he clearly had an angle at pulling the thing apart, right?
Right.
Look at its pieces. But like his actual magical methodology, at least, currently, Bumper Book of Magic, what he wrote, is like pulling something apart and then putting it back together better or improved in some way, right? Is his magical methodology. There's a Latin phrase for it that, whatever. It's solve et coagula is what it is. It's solve et coagula, which is to pull apart and put back together. So the solve part is the deconstruction, and the coagula part is putting everything back together.
Right.
And I think he successfully does this across different times. Watchmen is just the solve part, but I think Promethea is solve et coagula. I think it's the whole thing. And I'm not sure with Toku stuff in particular. I don't know what value the deconstruction part really has when it's constantly like you said, Ultraman has been doing that for some time, right? I don't know Ultraman that well. I feel like Ultra 7 is a big deconstruction of Ultraman also. Is that right?
In many ways it was like, the thing is, the first few times they were really challenging the conventions of what. So like Ultra 7, for instance, the Ultra is the human. Right, there is no human host. It's just the one guy going from big and small. Right, Dan Moroboshi is the Ultra. That was a big change, and it had no color timer, no nothing like that. And then in future iterations of Ultraman, you'd have hey, wait, this the science team that we're working for is morally compromised. Like, are we really doing the right thing here? And as it goes on, there's still more, because that's the thing is, in Ultraman's case, and again, this goes back to the whole like TV seasonal aspect of it. It's like when you iterate for long enough, you start having to ask the questions, and the same goes for superhero stories too, right? Like, you write superhero stories for long enough, you start asking the questions like, oh well, what moral responsibilities do superheroes have? Like what responsibilities do superheroes have for collateral damage?
Yeah.
And it's the same situation with Ultraman, right? Like you write it long enough, and by way of the format of the show, where the format of the show is a monster exists, Ultraman has to deal with the monster. At the end of the day, boom, shuwatch. Shuwatch. And the story's over, right? And so it becomes a matter of how do we keep that interesting? And that's when you start having to ask the question. Then, like with Kaijumax, you can see that in the second volume, or second deluxe volume, I should say.
Yeah, I know. Seasons 3 and 4.
Yeah, with season 3 and 4, where like you can see the questions being asked. Like, okay, we've explored a lot of the ideas that really can be explored within those first 2 seasons already. Like everything related to the drug trade,
Right.
the boundaries crossed by prison guards and their inmates, guard inmate relationships, prison rape, stuff like that, right? And so the question really is like, well, what do you do next?
Mm-hmm.
And so the next thing is taking it to the women's correctional facility.
Yeah,
it's logical.
I think that's part of the thing that these 2 seasons, 3 and 4, kind of the effect is weird because okay, we've set up this deconstruction, we've set up the world, we've set up all of these threads, right? These are like 10 different threads and directions that characters are going, and like it almost feels like the first 2 seasons say everything there was to say, and now it's like, okay, now the narratives are going, which is okay. Like that's cool. That's TV, right?
I mean, this is like you said, the solvent coagula. The first 2 seasons were the solve, I feel, and then I feel like now we're really starting to get into the reconstruction part.
Yeah,
in some ways, but it's weird because they're still doing. Well, it's just
Zander canon.
Yeah. He's still doing that, but with season 4. And it's funny because season 4, like wears the influence very clearly on its sleeve. Like it's the title of the season is literally a parody of Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I have an annoying question too before we get into the actual narrative of talking about this thing.
Okay.
Can a comic be toku?
So this is the question I've been thinking about ever since 2021.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Like, and I think
it's obviously toku inspired. Right.
It's toku inspired, right? And I think that's really where you can draw the line, is like, if something is very toku inspired, this is a toku inspired, but it is not tokusatsu, right?
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't claim to be tokusatsu, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Kaijumax does not claim to be tokusatsu, and I think that's what sets it apart from some of its other contemporaries, which I'm not going to name on this episode.
Not Invincible. That's not a contemporary.
No, not Invincible. Though Invincible's contemporary might say something different. I don't know. Like. What's the word? The epistemology of tokusatsu is never gonna be concrete, and that's fine. But there's a difference between and I guess that's a really a good way to segue into like my thoughts on how canon approaches this stuff. Is there's a very clear difference in Zander Canon's understanding of what tokusatsu is and isn't versus some of the aforementioned contemporaries that claim to be tokusatsu or tokusatsu inspired.
Yeah,
I think canon is very aware of the limitations that the comic page brings.
Yeah.
But still manages to pay homage and speak to the various tropes and narrative beats of tokusatsu movies and TV shows.
Right. Yeah, two notes on all that. I find it delightful how little Power Rangers is in this. Like, Power Rangers are the Flash of Toku, I think. Fuck the Power Rangers. That's my opinion.
I mean, you get it with the
It's a
the
little
combining
bit.
robot. You get Sentai with the combining
there's the
robot.
Mecha Sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, it's not a main part of the mix, which I feel like too many of the Toku head guys in comics are too Power Rangers forward, when it's like there's better ideas, right? And you could probably argue against that because the whole Ultraman,
No, I'm just trying to
everything
think
at
of
Marvel.
like. Well, yeah, I mean that's a whole thing. Like the whole Ultraman at Marvel Comics, like that. That's that's a pretty good. What's the word?
Counter comparison or
counter comparison or
whatever.
counter example of like
What's
the things that it's a good counter example of the things that Kaijumax does
contrast.
well. Where
Contrast was what I was
contrast,
looking for.
yeah. Because like I said, canon knows what tokusatsu is, knows how to navigate the story around that. He understands what he's getting at here. Whereas with the Marvel Ultraman comics, I think the main reason why those don't work is because they understand tokusatsu on an aesthetic level, but not much beyond that. Like,
and even like the rules, right? It's so it feels like it's
weird,
so rules focused.
It's unspoken rules too. It's not like there's a concrete thing, but like you can really tell. It's one of those things you can really sniff out. Like once you've seen enough tokusatsu, I feel like you can really sniff out when someone has an understanding of those shows and movies, and when someone just has like a passing interest, or not even just a passing interest, but like doesn't know what makes it work.
It's a fan interest. It's a fan interest, and like it's like if you got the biggest Blue Jay fan to coach, and it's like it's not an overlapping skill set, like.
No,
being a fan.
Hold on. If we're talking about band, I feel like here's a better comparison. It's like getting an LA Dodgers bandwagoner to coach. I mean, because that's really what it feels like with some of these other comics. Is like it really feels like it's not. And I don't know. This sounds very gatekeepy, but it really does feel like someone who's new to the art or new to the sport. If we're using this analogy. Going, I could do that. Yeah, I could tell them, like just hit better. Hit better.
The thing is though that like I think more every year I'm anti-fan. Like I just
absolutely same.
More and more I'm like I don't even consider myself a fan of anything anymore. Like of any individual creator. And it doesn't mean
enjoy works. I enjoy things,
but like I will not associate myself as a fan of a sports team either, right? Like I'll claim teams. I follow teams. Like I'm getting super into basketball, right? And I'm following like 5 teams. I like all of them. I like players on all of them. I like the way they're coached. I like their play styles. More and more though, I'm just like fans are wrong. Like even fans of good things are just like the most insane people on the planet. And
I mean. Here's my take on it is being a fan requires some element of narcissism.
Yeah.
And I think going back to the comics here, I think there is that kind of element of narcissism in some of these contemporaries to Kaijumax, which I'm not really seeing here in Kaijumax. Like I see canon through the work, right? Like I can see the artist through the art here, but I don't see that same level of like narcissist fandom in his approach here.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. I like that. Narcissist fandom is a good term that is very usable. My last anything for real, actually, before we get to the narrative part, is I think he understands like the power of adaptation, right? One of his great skills, I think everybody would say this about Zander Cannon, even without having read this book and only reading top 10, is design. His designs run all across a spectrum of like simple, overly complex on purpose, pastiche, and then like adaptational evolution of just like, okay, well, if I'm like Zahn is a brilliant design. It's I hate that character so much. Fantastic, incredible work on that guy.
Designed to give me a migraine every time I see him.
I hate him, and
even his fucking hellspawn.
He's awesome. Yeah. Oh my god. So, and it's like, and that's a thing that I feel like he's obvious. He's just like intuitively gifted at that thing of design, but also the way he's taking real kaiju designs and adapting them for a comic is just like a pure understanding of like the strengths of comics versus tokusatsu, right? Love it. He really is just flexing constantly in that way. And yeah, I mean, I guess we'll get more into some of those things that are worth praising as we get into the actual book.
Sure.
So, so we'll go trade by trade. I didn't do a trade synopsis, so I'm turning my issue by issue synopsis into the trade one. So we're season 3 is the first half of the book. Basically, it's about the prison situation boiling over between the cryptid supremacists and the J-pop gang. And then the threads in there that all get tangled up in there are what's a goat's name? Little baby goat. Daniel.
Shout out goat.
Daniel, the sad boy. Dr. Zhong and Zahn becoming drug dealers. Electricore getting back into prison with his son. Yeah, those are all the main guys. Oh, Mechazon and his feelings about violence. All of that. All of those are carried over from the first 2 seasons to disastrous effect, basically.
Yep.
Let's take all these as much as we can just down the line. So Daniel, some important things that happen to Daniel. Daniel sees a vision that his volcano's past. He has a little crisis of morals, and do I turn him in to protect myself or whatever? He gets real threatened, and we meet his mom and his dad, the devil, and he gets turned into a little normal sized goat by crossing the river. Anything there with Daniel that he really, and if the stuff with Daniel intersects with anything else?
I will say, I found his mom to be really funny.
Hilarious.
Just the idea of like a religious fundamentalist, but for Satan.
Satan is
it's
so
like
good.
a very simple conceit, but it works to fantastic effect.
Yeah, there's a degree of it where it's like, okay, Zander Cannon, you don't have to flip every single piece on its head, every different concept that you could possibly find, but also it's executed so well. I was like, this is funny. Like, even the little writer notes at the bottom being like, oh yeah, I wanted to hide the reveal for a bit, so the cross is upside down, but you can't really tell it's upside down because of the angle. Like, that's awesome. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I will say, Daniel, a lot of my knowledge about Kaijumax at all is because of Off Panel and David Harper, and he loved Daniel. He was always talking about how much he liked Daniel and how great he was. I did find Daniel annoying by the end of the volume, and I was kind of like, yeah, cryptid supremacists, you do what you gotta do. Stop crying and make a decision, boy. Like, I'm sorry, but let's get on with it. And I do think that annoying quality is not a bad thing. I wasn't
no like there's a lot of what we're saying here has to be appended with the non-derogatory clause.
Yeah. I think he was annoying on purpose, and I value that. All right. Well, okay. So next up, I guess, is the good old doctor and her prison boyfriend, Zahn. He gets her into drug dealing. She's all worried. everything works out. Um, Everything really pops off between those two toward the end of the season. Very much the backdrop to the gang war is their relationship and Electrogore trying to assassinate Zahn, all happening at the same time. That all crescendo's so good. Electrogore finally convincing Mechazon to.
I think that was really good. I think the intersection there between the narratives, I'm back in prison. What's the first? The nice thing I really liked was the amount of social cachet that Electrogore has coming back in. They're like, oh shit, it's the big dog and his son, and then immediately his first thing is like, hey, we gotta kill Zahn.
Yeah, no, it's awesome that they get back and are just like, I mean, it's also the book took its time to bring him back into the narrative, and like he's not, we spent 12 issues with this guy. He goes on a whole journey, finds his kids, escapes prison, like, and then he comes back and it's like, obviously he does important things, but he's not the focal point anymore, and that's another element of the season structure that I really like. We're not super tied to him anymore, and it makes that all of that stuff more like, I don't think it's gonna work out, and it doesn't.
We're like, there's no certainty about if he's gonna make it to the end or not, and that's okay, because like the narrative structure is such that he is not the crux, or he's not the core of the narrative. Like the narrative can still keep going on even if Electrogore were to leave the narrative like tomorrow.
He doesn't have plot armor anymore, I don't think this book doesn't feel cynical enough that it was like gonna kill Electrogore, right? But it still is like, I don't know that he's gonna be successful. I don't know that anything more horrible is gonna happen to him. And I don't know if he's going to be successful, and he's not, because Zahn does get murdered. Yeah, but it's because he's an abusive piece of shit. That's awesome. I love that. Like, this book stays dark most of the time, right? Like, horrible things happen to the main characters. But I'm happy. I'm so happy. Oh, it's peak. It's peak. Him Dr. Zhang. I don't even know if I'm just pronouncing it silly. Her killing him is fantastic, though. I
was thinking about that, because as I was reading the first deluxe edition, I was thinking, I'm like, well, Zahn's got to get his comeuppance, right? And it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. Like, even reading season 3, I was thinking, okay, well, it's gonna happen. I don't know who's gonna do it, but it's gonna happen. Yeah, right. I think Zahn exited the narrative at the perfect time. Yeah. I think any longer, he would have been overstaying his welcome. Any shorter, and I don't think it would have been as satisfying as it was when it happened.
Yeah, I'm happy it went this way. Of course, right? It's fantastic. I love it. I do feel like, and this isn't necessarily a good thing, right? I feel like there's another methodology of writing these kinds of stories. It's Kirkman. Thinking of Robert Kirkman and The Walking Dead. I haven't read The Walking Dead, but the TV show, right? Negan ends up a main character and a hero, basically a protagonist perspective.
Right. I mean, it happens in Invincible, right?
Yeah.
With Anissa.
Yeah. So like
her face
he does it a lot, and I mean, he does it poorly frequently. But it is also like, it's not just him who does that, and there are examples where people have done it better. And it also, like, the openness of Kaijumax is that kind of thing I feel like could have happened. Again, I have no idea what. I think Cannon picked the thing that made sense to his sensibilities more, and I'm happy he did that. But like the openness of it made it feel like that maybe could have happened too, right? Like where he just is kind of listless for some part of the narrative until whatever protagonist, blah blah blah. Like you could do that, but I'm happy it didn't. I'm happy he just got killed. It's awesome.
Yep,
it's fantastic. And we'll talk about
you already experienced a lot of what you could say with Zahn.
Yeah.
And you actually, funny enough, in the next season you get yet another thing.
Yeah, he gets
What's
to
on,
he gets
like,
to
the
affect the narrative continually.
the specter over the narrative. I love when that
Yeah.
happens.
He's such a good character. Is the thing that like
Yeah,
you can't not figure out
he's so
ways
awful.
to.
Like I said, every time he's on page, I get a migraine. But
hate
every
him.
time, I'm like, it's you did a good job,
He's
Zander.
so disgusting.
So disgusting.
Oh.
I'm so like repulsed every time.
Yeah, he's great. Okay, the J-pop gang. Not a lot happens there. The gang war between.
Is this the one with Woofy and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little boy. Yeah. I mean, like, there's a lot of fun tropey stuff there. It's very brief though. It's like it has to fit into everything else.
Well, it's also funny because like its climax happens at the same, like, it's a very what's the word?
We talked about this exact thing in the Batman villains episode, right? Where it's like you have the big event happening you have the big thing in the story happening in Gotham in the background. And then you have the personal thing happening to Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And like the best Batman runs have both of those things happening at the same time,
Yeah.
And like that's kind of what it is. I don't know if that's what you're gonna say, but like that's sort of what the gang war is to Electric Gore. Like, I have to kill this guy. We gotta kill this guy, Mechazon.
Damn.
Yeah. It really do be like that. I'm so sad. But yeah, like the J-pop stuff, the J-pop gang stuff, I think that's what they're called. I don't know. That is one thing. Waiting over a whole year, this book doesn't hold your hand with names.
No, it doesn't. I will say it was very difficult at times trying to keep track of characters by name.
Yeah, I know the characters. I know the
and I was reading this over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know the things that are happening to all these characters. Their names, they're somewhere in the soup that is my brain. Somewhere in there. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's what the gang is called. And yeah, I mean, the gang war is mostly just like pretty straightforward prison gang war. The cryptid supremacist is very funny. A good, funny way to differentiate different kinds of monsters to create that racism.
Shout out to Sven Gulli.
Yeah, just chilling on his big hat. There. Yeah, the Woofy transforming into Shin Woofy is very funny. He's awesome. His design is great. Him becoming a big whale monster is very cool. Love all of that.
The teeth are fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, he rules. That's good stuff. And yeah, I mean, the volcano is, important and like almost weirdly important here. It's fun that Cannon like seemingly designed this volcano guy, just like, hey, there's a volcano with a face that lives on the island. And then it was like, actually, he's a main character.
And this is the big
covered
dog,
up a murder.
Yeah.
This is good. It's good stuff. Any other notes about parts of this? Some cool stuff gets carried over into the other, but little notes. You want to do any little notes?
I mean, I guess there's one note, and this is something I carried on from the first volume, because I've been saying a lot of good things. I'm not sure how comfortable I am with the
slurs.
The
fake slurs.
Yeah, because there was, I believe it was, I forget if it was in this volume or the next one, where someone says Liza with the hard R.
Dude, they start saying it with the hard R in the issue 13. They start, and then it's constant throughout the rest of the
with the hard R. And I'm like, I get what you're going for. It's just, I even feel wrong saying it. I feel like I should be censoring myself.
I think it would be funny if you did. I like when it hits in issue in 13, I was like, ooh, like I did a gut check of like, holy shit. But I mean, like, it's part of the deconstruction of the thing. And I don't know. Maybe he needs to be interviewed by Samuel L. Jackson. Maybe Samuel L. Jackson. Say it.
Or
Say the word.
No, it's Delroy Lindo.
What?
Delroy Lindo was the one who did that.
Samuel L. Jackson did too, because somebody was like, it was for
I'm thinking the one where it's like, if it's so easy, just say it. Just say it. You can say it with me. I'll say it with you.
I think I don't know if Samuel L. Jackson took it that far, but it was during a Quentin Tarantino interview, and a guy was like, hey, people are really critical of Tarantino putting the N-word in his script so much, and we want to know how you feel about it, Samuel L. Jackson. He was like, if you want to have this conversation, you have to say it. Say it, and then we can have the conversation. And it's a great clip. And yeah, so you know what, Zander Cannon's got to sit down with both of them, and then we can figure out what's going on here. Yeah, it does feel like it's just a beautiful apple on a tree that you have to pick and eat. Just the best looking apple. It's like, I'm doing prison stuff. Now I'm doing racist prison stuff. Racial, I should say. Racial prison stuff.
Racialized prison stuff.
How can you not?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you are doing prison narratives and a good chunk of that involves
absolutely
racial tensions, and if you're doing you're doing cryptid supremacists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're gonna be going that far,
which again makes sense. You did the Nation of Islam with Mekazan. Very funny in the episode. In the first episode, me and Salt calling them Jehovah's Witnesses the whole time, and Serge was like, "It's the Nation of Islam, guys." And we're like, "We're white. Like, what do you want us to do?" But no, like, yeah, they're doing all this stuff, like, especially I think. Because they're calling him Mekazan Shabazz. Yeah, the Lizzo stuff starts in the first volume, the first deluxe stuff.
Yeah, it's
but the hard
it's already
R,
there. But the hard R, the hard R is where I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of that is being too woke too, though. It's a funny, it's a funny thing.
Like, it really is something where I'm like, okay, I guess I am just
maybe I'm being too woke. I don't know. Yeah. It's just like my. Put a content warning with suicide. I don't know about it.
Yeah.
But
my only other note for volume 3 is when Daniel gets turned into a goat, and then at the very end with one kaiju that was just playing with those dolphins, picking him up and be like, "You're my friend now."
Yeah.
I knew at that moment that narrative was going to get parked until later, and I thought that was cool. I think that's a good way to cap that off for now.
Yeah, but also, like, if he never comes back around to it, I'm just gonna assume Daniel lives the rest of his life as a happy little goat.
And you know what? Little friend.
Yeah, just be a happy little goat, man. If I could just become a goat, this is some horror to that, but also, like, maybe I'd be a happy goat. Who knows?
Yeah, just sometimes in life, it's the simple path you got to take. That's it. That's the saying. That's it.
How'd you like the Hamilton references in issue 16?
I didn't see them.
Can't
enjoy what I can't see.
It's the whole issue. So you saw them.
Nope.
Did you read the notes? Did you read the writer notes and the little subtext in the bottom of this?
No, I don't. Were there? No.
Yeah. Well, wait, you read what did you read?
I read the, I got the book from the library.
Oh, yeah, it's there. It's very small text.
Oh, I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Anyway, he says that it's from Hamilton that whole time. A lot of Hamilton references in that one. And then you notice the hecking, the hecking line with it was censored hecking. Yeah, you like that? You like that woke boy?
Between that and in season 2, when they rap battled to fuse,
right?
I just chose. I think mental block is the best way to describe it. Fair. I just chose. Some things I get it. Just
yeah. Sure. The rap musical is a Hamilton reference. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I do think.
I mean, he's Zander Cannon is definitely lived out beautiful boy.
Hey,
With some
hold on. That's
leftist
friend of the pod.
politics.
That's friend of the pod.
Friend of the
all right?
podcast.
Friend of the
Friend of
pod.
the podcast. Zander Cannon lived out white boy. Love him. Sleep is great. Everybody should be reading Sleep monthly. But I also am like, it's very funny to do Prisoners Are Throwing Hamilton. Prisoners are doing a Hamilton production, or like a Hamilton production is coming to prison. Like all of that is funny too. Like it's funny on a different level.
It's just it's the one element of this where I do wonder why. What made you go with that verse? Literally, what made you go with that verse?
Yeah,
you know,
it's funny though.
Again, the non-toku references in this book have been pretty good so far. You know, like the stuff it does reference outside of the sphere of, you know, kaiju and Ultraman has been good. Then you know, you occasionally get some of the real baffling ones, and the rap concert was really one of the more baffling ones.
Yeah, that's another place where like maybe there's some racial stuff there that wasn't maybe it wasn't all the way thought through, but you know, you swing and you miss. That's okay.
Listen, if Lin-Manuel Miranda didn't think it through and David still said yes to it, I'm sure it's fine here.
So true. One last tiny note: the Humongo Brothers cram box is hilarious.
Yeah,
love that gag. I stopped reading and laughed for a moment because it's so what a funny idea. All right, on to season 4 of Kaijumax. Now we're at the women's prison, the women's correctional facility. Dr. Zhang is over there now. I'm also realizing I think it is supposed to be pronounced like Zhang because Zon and Zhang is a fun little verbal rhyme. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, she's kind of our perspective into the prison because she got arrested after murdering Zon, and it's awesome. So you know her plotline is basically like integrating into the prison, you know, making friends, and then finding out that her new best friend, Crystal Space Baby, Go-Go Space Baby, is pregnant with Zon's child. And
how did that happen?
Oh man, and she was Red Humongo's girlfriend, so she just loves her some criminal kaiju, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the major thrust of the season. The other is this guy I had completely forgotten about, Zhang, who is you know, highly militarized Ultraman. Just got giant. What?
You're thinking about Jinwook, right?
Jinwook? Is his first name not Zhang? Or his name?
Brother,
I don't know.
You're talking about Chisato's husband, right?
Yeah,
or
Jinwook,
baby daddy.
Jinwook. I don't know. Again, names in this book are all over the place. My bad. Jinwook.
No, it's okay. I could be wrong for all we know.
No, I think he's also. I don't know. Anyway, he's with Chisato, the robot lady, and she's pregnant, and they're scraping by. They're barely making enough money to survive, and he's working at the prison, and he's selling drugs at the prison. He's selling smokestacks at the prison. That's all crazy. And then we have our own little intergang stuff going on with a Cthulhu lady and Mothra. That's kind of the big event of the season, you know, that big Gotham City scale thing, as I was saying. I mean, let's start with the Go-Go Space Baby Dr. Zhang stuff, because that's the meaty, juicy, delicious stuff here, I think.
Yeah. I think
Zon coming out is crazy.
It's one of those things where it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, that's the thing for me. It's like, it makes sense. It makes sense that the narrative goes this way. I think this is the one time where I think this is where it starts to wear kind of thin, where it's like, person isn't who they thought to be, or actually really just specifically, I killed someone that you were close with, and you have to, this is where we find out that I killed that person, and now this will fundamentally change our relationship. Very classic trope, very classic story beat. And it's annoying for me because I don't know if that's something that I find grating, or if that's something that makes the most sense for Zhang at this point in the narrative, right? Like it's makes too convenient. Sense. It's too convenient, I think is what it is. Like, you've built her up as, you're finally a member of the family. Everything's going great. But now we have to, tear all that down. Like,
complicate it.
Complicate it for the sake of complication. And I think that's where I'm starting to go like, I don't know. Like, I think you could have had the complication happen in other ways. Like, I killed your baby daddy is not as
well, it feels like an Ultraman reference to me now too, like it feels like a direct you killed my parent kind of thing.
Right, but the thing is, like, we've already seen that in the male prison.
Yeah.
I think. And so the key factor here, or the key shifting factor here, is that instead of being a family member or whatever, it's now a baby daddy, right? And I think I don't know, not to say that's retreading anything, right? But it does feel less potent, I think, as it should be.
I think the convenience is a big one. If a story pings that, it's really hard to reverse. And that is really, it's something that, like, you just have to go through. Like, I don't know, if I overthink it, I go, that's maybe a little too convenient. It does work for me. I think I like it. But part of it is just the charm of Kaijumax that's working on me too. Right. Where it's like,
like, it works specifically because the characters are fun to follow. And I think, just seeing that happen is interesting, but it's
too convenient for sure. When you start actually talking about it, it's like, but it's like, it's also, and it's a thing of, like you were saying, like, it complicating matters is also kind of like, everything here is complicated. Like, every part, every character, everything they have some moral complication and conflict that's happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe this one trigger got pulled a little too soon. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like this might have been something for. But the other thing is, I also don't think that they could have done it in a season, because I feel like the women's prison was a one and done thing. I think, and again, I could be wrong in season 5 and 6, but like just everything about the women's prison here feels like something that was meant to be explored for one season and one season only.
Yeah, no, and I don't even mean like a different complication though. Like, it's especially because the Doctor's whole conflict. Actually, her stuff is really good in this season, because she has that immediate, like, complicated relationship, but she also has, I'm a doctor and I'm supposed to be caring for people, and that's like kind of the bigger conflict there, where she's like, well, even if I'm here, my job is helping people and taking care of them.
A moment I really liked was when Jin Wook visited the prison, and he sees Zhang for the first time and he recognizes her, but then it takes him like a solid minute to realize why she's there.
Yeah.
And that was handled really well, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I think those two, like, him disappearing from the narrative completely in season 3 is really good, because you bring him back and it's like, they are reflections of each other, like, he just hasn't been, he's being punished in a different way for his badness. So, like, that's really good. Zhang, just, like, she does so much work for the narrative just by existing at this point. Again, this is one of those, like, Oda One Piece things, like, where she's just been on the board in so many different ways and situations that now she's complex in this way that like she can be a mirror for so many different characters. And yeah, I mean, this book is also so packed that I don't know that you needed the baby stuff anyway. You know, you already have her in the narrative.
It's funny to see a robot with a pregnant belly.
That's really funny.
That's really what it is.
I wasn't even talking about that. There's two baby plots going on. I was talking about Go-Go Space Baby.
Yeah, Go-Go Space Baby too, right?
Her baby, she saw this baby probably also isn't needed.
I guess
so funny. I don't understand.
The crux of it really is
science.
just it's funny to see a kaiju / robot be pregnant.
Yeah. It's a little Kelly Thompson of Zander canon to make so many plots about having babies. Women be having babies.
What about Tom King? Why you got to blame it on the woman? You know. Tom King does the same thing, and everyone lauds his Wonder Woman run.
I don't even think about Tom King. That's why. Okay.
Okay. That makes
value
sense.
him at
that
all.
makes sense.
Kelly Thompson, I value her some. She could be here. You know, she could be involved. No, like I don't. That's hilarious that there's two different baby birthing scenes in this season.
Yeah,
definitely a book about being a woman, huh? Being a woman is having a baby
and shopping. Women be shopping.
That too.
Women be shopping for smokestacks specifically.
Yeah. Oh man, the Baba Yaga needs her smokestacks, dog.
Yeah,
that's funny. It's the Baba. That's really good. Oh, when the witch lady takes over the house, it's just sitting on Baba Yaga's house. Walking around, it's good stuff. And
then Baba Yaga, and you're like, "Oh, what happened to Baba Yaga?" And then she shows up like 5 pages later, just to give the shiv.
She lost her house,
sister.
Yeah, she gave the shiv to the not crazy sister. Which, I guess that's the other stuff. How'd you like the nightmare cosmic monster versus Mothra, religious cult, prison religious cult stuff?
You know, I'll say this. I'm glad that Mothra wasn't the villain, or the Mothra analog wasn't the villain. In the
Mothra.
end.
I mean,
Zander Cannon knows ball, and I think that's that's the key thing here.
Yeah,
is that he knows that Mothra is for the people.
Mothra's for the people. You know, her cult's better cult. Yeah, a lot of this stuff, a lot of that was like kind of a slog for me. NGL.
Yeah, I mean,
it felt like it was too much for the space, and it was like, it also is so accelerated, you know? Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like the entire volume, it feels like more than anything else in any previous volume, it feels like everything that he wanted to explore here was meant to be contained to this volume. Yeah. So everything needed to be explored within these 6 issues, right? Like, when you think about the other narratives, you know, like for instance, the Zon narrative with Electrogore, that spans 3 whole seasons, right? There's room for that narrative to breathe, and that's why it works so well. Whereas something like the not Mothra here, it's 6 issues. You got to get everything that you want to explore done in those 6 issues, because after this we're done.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree though, I think the gang war stuff in season 3 is similar too, where it's just like, man, that escalated quickly. Whoa.
But that's also stuff that's been brewing under the surface for the first 2 seasons though,
it's the quality of like, we spent 18 issues here in this location, and so it makes sense. And it like, there's just not as much space in season 4. Also, I don't know real details about any more of the story, any more of Kaijumax. I knew the women's prison happened. I knew like we spend some time at the women's prison. But yeah, I think everything's gonna dovetail after this. There's only 2 more seasons anyway, so like you kind of have to. Which I guess like that also brings up Electrogore's daughter, whose name I can't remember at all. I don't think I ever took a note about it.
God.
Purple Electrogore.
Starts with the V.
Oh, yeah, it's a ridiculous name.
Uh,
It's
Let
not
us
happening
spend
for
a
me.
minute of this podcast trying to figure out.
It's not going to happen for me. I gotta let go.
Vol,
I gotta
vol,
let go of the raft.
Oh,
let
I
me
can
go.
do it, guys. I can do it. I can do it.
Voltigore.
No, no. It's two syllables. It's two syllables. I got this, bro. I got this. Don't worry. I got this. It's
Open the book. Open the book.
It's. I'm not opening the book. I'm gonna do this with the power of my own mind. I'm gonna use the power of my beautiful, beautiful mind. This is his daughter, whose name I remember this. Don't you worry, I remember this. She appears for the first time in season 2.
Right.
Her something Gax? No.
Oh.
Something Vor it's Vor Vor hold on. Vor
This is good radio. We
No, I got this. Don't you worry, man. I got this.
Oh my
Togo
goodness.
is his son. I remember Togo is his son.
Togo is his
because
son.
Togo is a son. Okay? Togo is a son. And so his
Vocal.
no, it's something with Vol, I think.
Volgax.
Volgax. Is it Volgax?
I don't know.
Volgax.
I couldn't possibly
Volgax sounds
tell you.
right. Volgax sounds right to me. It's something with, hold on. Togo and no, it's
I mean, I feel like it has to have something that's like Volt.
It's something with Vol. Yeah, because
like the
VOL.
electric. Volt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now trying to find it through Zander
Are you trying
Cannon's Tumblr. This is unhelpful. Tumblr stopped me. I need the app.
You might be thinking of Vilgax from Ben 10. I'm not sure if that's
Yeah, that's definitely that's in the mix. What if
who amongst us,
What if her name was never said in this volume?
No, her name was said. I think her name was said. Because Electrogore was trying to find his
oh no, I'm
daughter
talking about
and his son
in chapter 3 and 4. What if it was never said in volumes 3 or 4?
No, it had to have been said at least once. I swear to God, it starts with V.
It was definitely said even before, like when she was introduced.
Yeah, when she was introduced, he did say what her name is. No, bro. No, this is not. It's not difficult, bro. It's not difficult.
How many minutes have we spent?
Listen,
names are hard. This is a podcast.
Names are hard, and this book has names that are hard. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at here.
It's true. It's true.
The book has names that are very difficult to remember.
Oh my goodness.
No, hold on. Her name is shit. No, you know what?
T.
You know what? I think we got when you said Volgax, I think you got the right part of the wrong side.
Okay.
I think it's Gax. Something
Is it Torgax? Okay, sorry. I'm
Torgax.
Looking at the commissary.
It has to be Torgax,
I'm
right?
looking at the commissary scene. All right, next. What's up, Big T? Step down, girl. What you need?
Big T. Okay, so it starts with T.
Which is why
and that makes sense. Togo and Torgax. Yeah.
Togo and Torgax. I have no idea if this is right. I literally have absolutely. It's a 1% chance of victory. Okay, in fantasy football terms.
Okay.
I have no idea if her name is Torgax or not, but her stuff in this volume is pretty good. She's just a prisoner, but she has a strong sense of justice.
Yes.
And I like her, and I feel like
okay. I'm looking at the back cover. It is Torgax.
Oh God.
It is Torgax.
It
is Torgax.
Sometimes
it is Torgax.
This season of fantasy football, as a matter of fact, I have been in a situation where I had a 1% chance of victory, and then I won. And this This is
This was that
exactly what
time.
happened. This happened right
This
now.
is that time.
Beautiful and insane.
And then Jinwook's last name is Jeong.
Okay, so Jeong, it is also his
Jeong, there's Jeong, but no,
Jeong.
Zhang is the
Yeah.
the character we're following for this volume.
Yeah.
And it's
Slightly
Go-Go Space
different.
Baby.
Slightly different.
Follow Electrogore, Dr. Zhang, Woofy, Go-Go Space Baby, Hellmoth, Jinwook Zhang, Jinwook Jung, Torgax, Celestial Guardian Go, Daniel, Victoria von Valestra, that's the witch, Lil Boy, and the Sharkmon of Kaijumax.
Man. There's
So
a lot
actually,
of characters.
Since I name dropped it, what's your thoughts on Celestial Guardian Go?
I don't even, which one was that?
That was the what
Guy was that?
Come on. Think about it.
What happened
Celestial
with him?
Guardian Go.
I need you to tell me what happened.
The
in this
Megazord,
book.
bro. The
Oh,
Megazord.
Okay. Right. I mean, I like, it's like 2 issues of them just walking around.
Yeah, it's funny because it ends like the last issue when everything's going to shit. It ends with the one libertarian tiger going,
Yeah, basically winning the argument.
Yeah, basically winning the argument.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is never gonna work. You know, you know what it feels like? It feels like the end of every status quo thing in Big Two. Where it all every single time there's a major status quo shift in the final volume, it's always them going, see, it didn't work. The status quo shift didn't work. Superior Spider-Man. It ends with, see, you taking over Peter Parker's mind didn't work. Yeah, Krakoa. You see, your vision of a better future for mutant kind didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, Batman, Zdarsky's Batman. You see, donating to charity didn't work.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. That, I mean, purposeful
it's a good send-up
medical
of those things,
commentary is a solid. That's good. That's good stuff. I also, that guy is a very recognizable kind of guy. And not just like right-wing shithead either, right? I've talked about this with like coworkers a lot, where I've known a lot of people who work in homeless shelters, right? I mean, both my sisters have spent time living in homeless shelters and stuff like that. And there's this quality, right? In the U.S. especially, you know, homelessness is a whole like insane conundrum that nobody can figure out for whatever reason, and then especially in California, because a lot of homeless people move to California to be homeless here, because of very mild weather. You don't die in the open air as easily. So a lot of just homeless talk, and it seems to me that the more you interact with the homeless population, including in providing services to them, right? If that's a homeless shelter or any other kinds of services, the more anti-homeless you become. Mm-hmm. Like this is a thing that this is just personal reflection on humans that I know. But like homeless people are in a horrible situation, and so they're really annoying. Like they're annoying and they're mean to everybody, and so people are like, "Well, fuck you, dude! Like, stop it!" And like it drains your empathy very quickly. Is the thing.
Yeah.
And like interacting with prison population is a similar case, right? Especially if you're interacting with the entirety of the prison population, right? If you're interacting with like good prisoners, like the ones who fight California's fires, who help protect people's lives and homes and belongings in California. If you're interacting with them, it's like, well, what is even? Why are they only being paid $2 an hour or whatever? But if you're interacting with like the general populace of the prison, there's a similar effect where people are like, these people are awful. They're in a horrible situation. Of course they're awful, right? But like this kind of guy is a direct line from that, right? It's a person who, even if they have strong beliefs about this stuff, you know, their empathy has been eroded away, and now they're like, no, fuck these people. These people suck. And like that sucks. That kind of person is awful. But like I've seen that happen to people who like.
There's a reason why it happens.
Yeah.
Like it sucks, but it is a reality of you know, a lot of these kinds of facilities, really.
Yeah, and I mean just capitalism in general, right? Everybody needs a job,
Right.
and those jobs pay pretty well, but they also like kind of suck for various reasons. And yeah, it creates that kind of guy. It very frequently creates that. And so yeah, I mean even that, like that guy's a shithead in this book, and like it's a cynical take on all of the things, but it's also recognizable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Megazord as like combined prison guard is pretty sick. Like
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
it's an extension.
it's funny because it's a metaphor for not only the the Sentai paradigm, right, but also just the idea of for any sort of system to work, it requires I guess the cooperation of everyone involved, and so the second that doesn't that falls apart, the mech quite literally falls apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean even the whole like the whole philosophy behind the prison leader, chief, whatever, it's like it's like liberal ideology, like you're not actually what are you doing, like good attempt, I guess. Yeah, thanks for doing little more than nothing, but yeah, it's all good. It is like I think the whole entire a lot of the women's prison stuff just kind of like, yeah, okay, that's kind of my reaction to a lot of it. Like some of it is good, like, oh, tickles my brain in a good way, but a lot of it is like, all right, we're on season 4, huh? Like we're kind of speedrunning this.
Like what I was saying before about like we've finished the deconstruction part and we're moving on to the reconstruction part, but like season 3 was that. Season 4 feels like him going back and going, actually, I feel like there's a bit more deconstruction I could do.
Yeah, like I know there's a women's prison, but it's also this thing of like we've seen the deconstruction across settings. We've seen a lot of the men's prison. We've seen somebody out on parole. And then it's like, yeah, season 3 is so much, we deconstructed it. How do we take it to its logical conclusion? All these lines. How do we go to a point where we can leave and actually feel like, we're leaving it for now,
Yeah.
And the women's prison is just
season
kind of
4
like,
it's just,
yeah, like it's representing a bunch of stuff.
It feels like a breather season between seasons where things are actually going to happen.
Yeah.
In many ways, some might even call it the Bear season 3 of Kaijumax.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it's enjoyable still. I think that's there are conventions and specifically with the Toku stuff, right?
Yeah, I think the Bear is
being challenged in a good way.
I think it's a good comparison because like I love the Bear season 3. But it's like, yeah, no, it's like it's maneuvering things. And yeah, I think season 4 feels a lot like it's maneuvering things, and I almost want to say in a cynical way of like it's maneuvering things so that now we could do other things. When a lot of the rest of the book doesn't feel like canon's planning that far ahead. If that makes sense, at no point did it feel like, okay, I'm setting up. And 4 doesn't, or at
the very least, it does feel like he is working on setting things up while, like this again, like not to call it filler.
Yeah, cool things happen.
Yeah, it's a setup. It's a reconstruction period, if you will.
Yeah. Little notes. Actually, like the whole Korean, the Korean kaiju hero stuff. That was Korean, right?
The one that's they can't that isn't showing up because he's just so popular.
Yeah, he became a hero and she became a villain who went to prison when it was like, like, we were both being heroes. I don't know why I got arrested. That stuff's really funny. Like he's hilarious. He's a hilarious character. His Bugatti necklace is funny. So funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, him just like totally cheating on her outside and just like being a general scumbag is fun. That is one good, feminist win of this volume is like every male in this book is a total scumbag. Yeah, awful.
It's a piece of shit.
Men suck. It's really it's pretty good. As much as all women are pregnant. Yeah, that's true. Also, all men suck. Yeah, all right. It's pretty good. Feminist win.
Feminist win. This guy sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like even the shithead guard, the only one, the shithead one is the guy, right? Is the only male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, aside from Jinwook, who comes in.
True. Yeah. I mean, he's also a piece of shit in his own ways. So, how'd you like the Dinobots showing up for the birthing?
Yeah. You know what?
Sure,
you want to draw Grimlock? Go ahead.
If any of them,
I ain't stopping you.
If a Transformer is going to be in a kaiju thing, it makes sense it's the Dinobots.
Yeah. So, Dinobots as midwives, I think, is just a really good. Yeah.
As midwife ambulance is just a lot going on there.
And just them building. I like them building the hospital around her. Yeah. I think that was a neat.
How are you going to bring me? For bringing the hospital to you. This is good.
Yeah.
Fun
stuff.
Yeah. Good comic.
I'm excited to revisit Kaijumax a third time
in 1 year's
time. Yeah. Who knows if I'll even be there? Who knows how the
the whole podcast has changed.
Somehow a new host has joined, and that new host is going to be the one.
The way it's gone, actually, you have to host the next one with now it's got to be who knows it's going to be like Guy and Brayson, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just bring someone on, and then they have to read all three. They have to read the entirety of Kaijumax.
Yeah, somebody who hasn't read any of it, they're gonna be like, "I'm gonna need 2 months to prep for this. Yeah. This is long." But yeah, no, this is good. So that is seasons 3 and 4. It's funny, we midway figured out how to talk about this book. Halfway through the episode.
I mean, I think the context was necessary because I'm new to this.
Yeah. Fair. Right. Zander Cannon's Kaijumax, good stuff. We'll see
friend
you
of
in
the
a
pod,
year.
Zander Cannon. If you're listening to this, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, when we finish 3, we'll have you on to talk about Sleep. Which again, Sleep's great. I have the new issue on my stack to read because I think it came out. As of recording, I think it came out Wednesday, either this Wednesday or last Wednesday, and I'm very behind on my comic reading. But I like it a lot. He actually shouts. He did. There is a content warning for something in an issue that is, quite a choice. I like it. It's the beginning of the issue. He put a content warning on something, and shouts. So. If you also want to be a friend of the podcast, well, you already are. You're listening. But if you want to be a good friend of the podcast, join the Discord. And if you want to be a best friend of the podcast, join the Patreon at patreon.com/midnightgrappleranimals. Right now, what's on there? I mean, Common Ride Along. You gotta go be listening to Common Ride Along. We're doing our bonus episodes for that there. It'll be quite some time before that one comes though, but we did record it. We did both of the Killers movies, along with just like hours and hours and hours of bonus stuff, including Pornography, which it's not, season 2's not close, but it's happening, it's coming. So
it's getting there.
When we get closer to Pornography volume season 2, join and listen to season 1 so you'll understand all of our jokes that we definitely also remember. $5.
Yeah.
$5 for that, or $2 for B-sides, which have had some bangers. Go do that. Join us, talk to us. The Discord's been popping. What's up? And rate, review us if you haven't already, please. Before
Please.
we go, though, we got Tastemaker's grab bag. I'll go first. I only have one thing, and I'm a narcissist, so I want to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
My one thing, actually, you know what? I'm gonna back up Salt's Spiritual Cramp rep or rec. I listened to that at work yesterday. The whole album, phenomenal album, very good. I was playing it very loudly when I was driving home last night as well. Good album. It is I enjoy it greatly. I think it kickstarted my music listening till the end of the year era of Brain. That new album by Spiritual Cramp is awesome. And then I'm back. I'm Hellboy brained again. I've been reading volume 5 of BPRD of the Omnibus. Just the best. I don't think another like a long form ongoing superhero comic is as good as BPRD. It's awesome. So I'm gearing up to be super into Hellboy for some stuff next year. And I'm gonna probably, if I keep this head steam going, I could be looking at finishing PPRD this year. So excellent series, love it. And if you haven't read Hellboy, go ahead and buy it. Okay, go ahead and start getting a hold of Hellboy for something, because I'm excited about Hellboy right now. That's my stuff though. What do you got? What do you add into the grab bag, Lan?
I'm gonna be quick, because believe it or not, I need to piss. The Bear season 4.
Shouts.
Bear season 4. I think it's the perfect realignment season. I think it really gets back to the energy of season 1 and 2. And just banger after banger in those last few episodes of the season. Like every season has that one episode that's just like phenomenal, and this one manages to knock 3 of those out.
Damn. I gotta find a way to watch.
Yeah,
cool.
So that's it for me.
All right. Well, Lan has to piss, so I'm gonna say one more sentence here.
Oh, first off, also, I just want to know, I hadn't pissed all morning. This is not an incontinence issue. Just because this has happened twice now. All right. I mean, you know what? Just to prove that it's not an incontinence issue, I'm extending this episode out a bit longer. You know, just to prove. Vamping. I need to piss, but I don't need to piss that bad.
Vamping for even longer. He can hold it good. Is what he's trying to say. He can hold it good.
My bladder control's great.
Yeah, it's just a slight discomfort. It's a need to piss. It's not an emergency.
Yeah. You know, like when you enter your house and then the Bluetooth connects in your mind and you're suddenly like, oh, I gotta piss.
Oh, I gotta piss.
I'm astral projecting my mind outside of my house right now, so I don't need to.
Okay.
So that Bluetooth connection doesn't happen.
That's not like a bad power. Just generally speaking.
Astral projecting yourself out of the room,
specifically so that you don't piss.
Yeah. Mentally, I'm not in my room right now. Yeah. Mentally, I'm 5 blocks down the street.
What's there
right now? There's a convenience store, actually. The convenience store is actually quite nice.
Okay.
It doesn't sell comics like they used to.
That's okay.
But you know,
I think that's overrated
anyway. I'm just looking. I'm looking for some vegetarian options. You know, I'm seeing how meat obsessed is this world that we're in right now. I feel like with the
vegetarian
with the rise of Manosphere the Manosphere podcast sphere, anyway, because with the rise of that, I feel like the rate at which meat is consumed has gone up very significantly.
I don't think that's wrong.
Yeah, no, and you know what they say, cows are very bad for.
They be farting.
Cow farts be bad for the environment.
Their decaying bodies is probably also an issue.
Yeah, that whatever. Decaying bodies, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to get rid of the cows. We got to get rid of the data centers.
Those two things.
Two things. You know, listen, those two things will contribute heavily towards a greener future. If we slaughter all the cows, if we do a full...
Why do we have to cow holocaust? Why we gotta... I like cows.
We can keep cow... Listen, just... the just I don't know, make cows normal again. Just
like a normal
cows
amount
be
of
normal.
cows.
Normal amount of cows.
If you
what
just
is a normal amount of cows? I don't know. We should put some research, figure out what a normal amount of cows is. We should work towards bringing it down to that normal amount.
If you just let the cows out, what would happen? Who let the cows out? But what would happen?
I don't know. I feel like they would just repopulate in the world and it would be fine. It would be normal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure we're overpopulated with cows, right?
Absolutely. Just for the sake of beef.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of beef. And
so
beef
that's what I mean.
What?
Like, you let them out, and then what? There's a lot of cow to deal with.
It's a lot of cows.
I guess you got to slaughter them according to Lan. That's one plan.
What do you want? What else do you want to do? Let them die of natural causes? That's going to take time. We only have like less than 4 years before the Earth is uninhabitable.
Man, that's pretty bleak.
Well, I think a bleak note is what we need to end this episode.
Yeah, that's fitting. So hey guys,
everything dies,
and
everything dies.
And with that. Thank you for listening, and as always,
keep on grappling
with your existential
to this mortal coil. Keep on grappling with this mortal coil that we're all on.
There we go. 5-star runtime.
Yeah. What if I said I didn't actually even need to piss?
Oh, that's fine. That was a hilarious vamp sesh, and
what if I got that on recording that I actually didn't need to piss? What if I actually did need to piss, but I said I didn't need to piss, and now you don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe.